still riding high from that story that was the Afroman. But I gotta think that, like, not every celebrity's Afroman. Like, they can't all be great.
I have met a lot of celebrities in my time in professional wrestling and my time traveling the world, and there have been some bad ones, Pete. There have been some really unpleasant ones, actually.
I want to know, like, just somebody's super douche. It's like, hey, you know why I'm great? Because, like, I'm famous. Because obviously,
yep,
like, being famous, you can't be not great and famous.
That's true. That's true. Maybe Afroman didn't attain the level of fame to get a big head, but I have worked for a guy who definitely did. And, I've been wanting to talk about this guy for a while and just put it out into the universe. But I've been leery of saying him by name because one might think that he's a Sue Happy douchebag.
Sue Happy douchebag. Chris Jericho?
No.
One day, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's hope. I hope he sues me one day. We're just going to refer to anonymous celebrity as William for the sake of the story.
Big Willie.
Yeah, and we'll get into some stuff later that could lead you to believe who he may be.
For our super intelligent audience base, you guys are all classy, you're all smart. You'll figure it out.
Yeah, but this is a story I really want to tell, and I figured we'll tell it tonight. Hey!
Let's just let that sink in for a minute.
I wrestled for Afroman like 2008, and then we're going to fast forward to 2015. And there's this pretty sweet company based in the Windy City, open to interpretation as to what city that is.
Kansas?
Sure. Yeah, we're not there anymore. And it was ran by William the Pumpkin Smasher. And I was like, oh man, I totally want to work for that company. They got a lot of good stuff coming up. I hear they're trying to work on some TV deals, and they got this media guy and that media guy. Like, this dude's connected. Plus, I'm just a huge fan.
When TV deal, you mean like WWF style, like TV?
I mean, that was a rumor, and then I know they were working on a reality TV show project. I heard that there were one or two companies fishing around for a reality project.
When did Keeping Up with the Kardashians come out? Is that
you're asking the wrong guy? I only know Jersey Shore and The Bachelor, Pete.
Well, I'm envisioning Keeping Up with the Kardashians except with wrestlers. If that's not a thing, it should be a thing.
I'm pretty sure that's what this was supposed to be. This would have been Total Divas, but with 4 or 5 over dramatic dudes struggling to get to the next level and probably not acting like they would act at all because the camera's there. So this is a thing. So let's flash forward to 2015, and I go ahead and I ride with some friends to William the Pumpkin Smasher's professional wrestling show. I don't want to list the name of the show either, just because I don't know how they would react to this. So let's just call it Restraining Order Pro, because that seems apropos for professional wrestlers being involved in something of this magnitude. So I'll start it out with it was super cool to go up and meet this guy. So oh hey, nice to meet you, man. I'm Jake. I don't even remember if he looked me in the eyes as he shook my hand with his little limp wrist.
But you got a handshake. It wasn't a Howie Mandel fist bump.
It wasn't a fist bump. It was a dead fish, a very limp-wristed pseudo shake from a man who's 6'3" or 6'4", but walks around hunched over. So he's actually 5'7". He's like the Hunchback of Notre Dame, except bald and pale.
Makeup or no makeup?
I mean, it didn't look like he had makeup on. It just looked like he just got through with a bunch of treatments.
Like he should be hanging out with John Travolta and reading people's minds?
I mean, he should be hooked up to an IV and stuff. Yeah, for sure. And then we got to the sweet pre-show meeting, and this is where I started realizing, you know what? Maybe this guy isn't all I thought he would be. He talked for 20 minutes, him and the 2 other dudes in charge of the show. Okay, I'm going to break the barrier here, Pete. Normally, if there is a pre-show meeting, you want it to be uplifting and motivating, and you want everyone to just go out there and kill it, because this one guy got you so riled up and hype. Make sense?
It does. Just envisioning Matthew McConaughey in that movie where he was that coach of that team that played the football.
Exactly. And that's what it should be. You should want me to go out there and die in the ring for you because you're that motivated individual, right? All right. Well, this is what we got. We got, hey, just want to let you know you're all here because you're family and we love you and we trust you, but you're fucking replaceable. We don't need a single one of you here because there's a million people knocking on our door and we can boot you right now and have 4 people wanting to take your place. But like your family and we love you. Remember that we want you here. But we sure don't need you here. And if you have a problem with anything that I say and anything we say, you can get the hell out right now.
Doesn't that sound like every family reunion you've ever gone to, though? I mean, in all honesty.
I mean, not since I stood up and walked out. I haven't been back. I was cool with that ultimatum at a family reunion, not at a professional wrestling show.
Huh. Yeah, that, I don't know, fear seems like not the best motivator.
And not in our business. There's no room for fear in our business.
No. Because really, you got fear in your mind, you're going to jump off that top turnbuckle? I can't imagine you are.
No, but you know what? He wants you to. Because you know what? If you won't do it, 4 other people apparently will. And they'll do it for free with a smile on their face. For $0 and no health insurance. Just for you, Billy. Just for you.
So William the Fruit Smasher is quite the inspirational speaker.
Oh, just great guy. Just super great guy. Also, at one point, a good friend of mine who will also remain nameless was in, we'll just say, a really asinine story at this show. Like one that didn't make any sense, where he just lost and lost and lost. And you know what? He shouldn't have been, because that's not what was right for the production. So he very harmlessly walks up to William and asks him, "Oh, hey man, just curious, like where are we going with this?" At which point the flip switches, and William, like a bat out of hell, starts just screaming my friend in his shrill, nasally voice. And this is it, Pete. This is the greatest line I've heard in my entire life. "Who are you to question my effing genius?"
What? I mean, that's a very introspective question. Because really, who is your friend? What has he accomplished in his life that makes him think he could walk up to William and ask that question?
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I agree.
It's not for simpler minds. Well, it's not for simpler minds to comprehend. You just do as you're told.
Well, my friend, you know what he's not worth? $50 million, which is apparently what William's worth, according to what we just Googled.
Oh, yes. His net worth as of today, insane.
Yeah, $50 million.
Guitar Hero pays, man.
He's been making money since apparently 1990.
Band formed in 1988,
Mm-hmm.
First hit 1990.
Yeah.
I mean, that come up didn't even take very long. Dude has to be a genius.
Easily a genius. Today, we check that out. Today is the greatest for him.
Laid it on real thick. If you guys aren't getting it, I don't know. You need to find a simpler podcast, I think, is what that boils down to.
Mm-hmm. My adventures with William the Pumpkin Smasher didn't last very long. Only a few shows before there was like an amicable but not amicable and super volatile like split in the ownership of this company. I continued working for Restraining Order Pro for quite some time, and William moved on to like other things and bought other companies.
Well, tell me there were like promises of greatness. Like, hey, if you're here, I'll get you. Well, there was, the Keeping Up with the Kardashians wrestling version, but surely there were other opportunities that kept people around, right?
Yeah, when William disappeared, a lot of the really good like pop culture opportunities also disappeared. So a few guys left, like out of their weird loyalty for this very sickly 51-year-old man. There were still some cool things. Like they were still really connected because of all of the different people that William knew. For instance, I almost became the national spokesperson for Modelo beer,
which is a beverage I often see you partake of anyway. Well, when you're not drinking Fuzzy's vodka.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm a Fuzzy's guy first and foremost. But I would never drink Corona because it's inferior compared to Modelo, the beer of gods.
And I trust, should Modelo come a-courtin', looking for a bearded man to adorn a luchador mask.
Yeah, so I did get just a random phone call one day. Lady from, I don't know, casting agency or modeling agency or something like that had gotten a hold of Restraining Order Pro in Chicago, and they gave the name of 2 or 3 wrestlers who they thought bodies might suffice for cardboard cutouts in bars all across the USA with a mask and just tights on.
You know who? You know what guy's abs and buys would sell beer? Jake Oman.
I hope that's a conversation that's going on in breweries as we speak right now.
We need a guy with abs and buys. Although, have you worked on the triceps? I hear they're kind of disproportionate to the rest of your body.
Oh, yeah. That, in the hottest not pickup / backhanded compliment of my life, a female bodybuilder told me that. And if you think I've worked my triceps in the last years, you're dead wrong. I haven't touched my triceps, my huge ass triceps in the last few years because of what she said. Thanks, Anne.
Not that it's giving you a complex either, though.
No, it's fine. I don't even remember who said it.
So, William Bales, he's no longer king of Restraining Order Pro.
Mm-mm.
What's he doing with his life now? Because I haven't seen him on tour.
Yeah, I think he's doing some stuff with like Ice Cube and Dre and Eazy-E.
Oh, a collective, a group of them, perhaps?
Yeah, I think he's something about the NWA. I didn't know that was still an entity. I thought they died a long time ago. But apparently Billy's got some big hand in their reunion. I don't know.
Wow. So no reality TV. Still just living through your boy Roro on the Jersey Shore. I assume his friends call him Roro when he's not roided out.
I haven't seen the newest season yet. It actually hurts. I didn't see the last season.
Wait, there's been 2?
Well, I mean, like the last season 10 years ago.
Ah.
But I didn't see the newest one either. I hear Sitch put on some weight.
What?
Yeah, I hear he doesn't have abs anymore.
You can't be the situation and not have abs.
Yeah, exactly. That was the situation. The situation didn't refer to him as his being. It referred to his abdominal situation.
Yeah, now you're just a tool with a Land Rover.
Yeah. Probably a great guy, though.
I gotta assume. I want to grow up and be a tool with a Land Rover.
Probably
I'm halfway there.
Yeah, that sums up my short time working for William and Restraining Order Pro. I mean, I guess there were a few other good stories to go with that, but I think those are stories for another day, Pete.
Well, the takeaway here, we need to leave our audience, in a better place than they were before. So, like, what's the moral of this particular story?
Pete, I think sometimes it's best not to meet your idols. You're not going to win them all.
That's terrible. Probably not bad advice, though.
Yeah. Sometimes you get an Afroman, and sometimes you get a sickly 6'3" grouch.
Probably the most hurtful thing he's ever heard.
Yeah, he'll probably sue me for it. I hear he does that.
You fruit pulverizing grouch.
All right, it's a good thing my net worth is 0, so I have nothing to lose.
That's right. You're going to need legal representation.
Yep. Sue away, Billy, you schmuck.
I guess on that note, though, looking for a unique sponsorship opportunity and a co-counsel retainer type situation?
Yeah, if you are, feel free to tweet us at Off the Cliff Pod and Instagram, all social medias. Pete is at Multimedia Hustle on everything. I am at Jacoman 2012 on everything. Yeah, we're looking to sell out. If you want to give us money to retain an attorney for when Billy ultimately hears this somehow and decides to file charges, that'd be cool.
Dude, the listener base is higher than is really warranted. I got to assume at some point in time he'll hear it. In the circles that you share, and then in the circles that listen to this, man, he's going to hear it.
There's a lot of overlap.
Absolutely.
Well, good luck with Cube and Dre.